Hey class, this is the math video for your math lesson on April 20th. And today we start our unit about fractions. Fractions, which I know that you did a little bit of work on last year in second grade, but we're gonna extend our learning this year and keep going. All right, before we get started, I have a question for you that has to do with fractions. And my question is this. It's time for dessert. Would you rather have 1/2 of a cookie, 1/4 of a cookie, or 1/8 of a cookie? 1/2, 1/4, or 1/8? Now maybe you would say, oh, I really want the 1/8 piece because I know 8 is bigger than 4 and 8 is bigger than 2. Maybe you're saying, I want the 1/2 piece because maybe that's the biggest one. Keep thinking about this question. We're going to come back to it tomorrow. All right, friends. So fractions. Fractions. What is a fraction? A fraction is a part of a whole or a group. I'm going to say that a couple times, and I want you to think about what this might look like. A fraction is one part of a whole or a group. A fraction, it's a part of a whole or a part of a group. So maybe you're thinking of a pizza and you're thinking of cutting up that pizza into pieces. You would be cutting that pizza up into fractions. Friends, the truth is fractions are all around us. Fractions are all around us in our houses, in our kitchens, outside. I hope that you start to see a few more fractions after this lesson. So a fraction is a part of a whole. It's not the whole thing itself. The whole pizza, it's not a fraction of the pizza, it's the whole pizza. One more important thing to remember about fractions. Fractions are always divided into equal-sized pieces, okay? Always have equal-sized pieces. So I'm going to do a couple examples to show you. You need to tell me, is this equal-sized pieces or not, okay? Got this little yellow piece of paper here. If I were to rip the paper here, do I have equal-sized pieces? I do not. This is not fractions. This is just ripping a paper. They're not equal sizes. Now, you guys don't probably have these at home, but let me tell you what I did send home with you in your packet. You should have a large number of these strips of white paper. And I want you to make sure that you have them for this lesson because it actually helps us to understand fractions with these pieces of paper. They're what I'm going to use to help you guys see fractions. Okay, fraction's a part of a whole. It's got equal pieces, equal-sized pieces. One more example for you. I took one piece of paper and I folded it, and I made 2 pieces. You tell me, are these pieces equal-sized? No way, right? This one is way smaller and this one is way bigger. This is not fractions with equal-sized pieces, okay? Okay. So, fractions a part of a whole. I have some real-life examples that we are going to take a look at to help us see fractions around us. Here I have a beautiful bunch of bananas. Remember that a fraction is a part of a whole. So, this is 1 banana out of how many total bananas? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 1 equal piece out of my whole group of bananas. And it is equal. All these bananas are about the same size. 1 piece out of how many? 6 total pieces. Good. Here's another group. My whole, I have 1 whole pair of shoes. 1 whole pair of shoes. What is 1 piece of that whole? I have 1 out of how many total? 2. 1 out of 2 pieces for my whole pair of shoes. Next, I have this box of butter. How many pieces are a part of the whole? 1, 2, 3, 4. My whole has 4 pieces. Are they equal sized? Yeah, every stick of butter is the same size. My whole has 4 pieces. And one last example for you. Here's a bag of markers that I have. I have 10 markers. Are these markers the same size? They are. There's 10 equal pieces in my whole set of markers. So, fraction is a part of a whole. The pieces have to be equal sized. Good. All right. So, we are going to start by using these strips, and we're going to do a little bit of work with making fractions of our own. Okay, so we're taking a look at these paper strips. We've already taken a look at one paper strip, right? This is the one that you told me these were not equal-sized pieces, so this is not fractions. However, I want to know if we can take a strip of paper and we can fold it so that it gives us 2 equal-sized pieces. Let's see if we can do that. Okay, I folded my paper and I have 2 equal-sized pieces, and I actually already made these, and I want to show you, are these pieces equal-sized? They are 2 equal-sized pieces. Very good. Let's take another piece of paper. Now let's see if we can make 4 equal-sized pieces. And before you get started, I want you to know I gave you a lot of pieces of paper for a reason. It's okay if you don't get it the first time. For me, I've been at this for a while, so it's okay that I know how to do it right away. But for you, I want you to actually do this with your pieces of paper. I want you to fold them and see if you can get 2 equal pieces. Now I want you to see if you can get 4 equal pieces. Again, if you don't get it the first time, that's okay. You can pause the video and come back to it when you do. So, 4 equal pieces. Let's see. Well, I know last time I folded my strip of paper like this to give me 2 equal pieces. This time I'm going to fold this paper in half again. Now I have 4 equal pieces. If I go back and trace my folds, right? Here was my fold number 1, and here was my fold number 2. I have 4 equal-sized pieces. Can you make 8 equal-sized pieces? Let's see what we've got. Okay, got my paper. Gonna start by folding it into 2 equal-sized pieces. If I fold that 2 equal-sized pieces in half again, I will have 4 equal-sized pieces. That's what we just did together. Then, if I fold it in half one more time, I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal-sized pieces. Let me trace it. Here we go. Here was my half. Here was in half again, and in half one more time to give me 8 equal-sized pieces. There we go. Again, I want you to try this, okay? And when you finally do get your piece of paper that is folded into 8 equal pieces and 4 equal pieces and 2 equal pieces, I want you to hang on to these because we're going to use them in our lesson again tomorrow. Okay? 2 equal-sized pieces, 4 equal-sized pieces, 8 equal-sized pieces. So now the question, my friends, is what do we call these pieces, right? We have to give them names. It would be really hard to talk about fractions if we couldn't name them. So start with the 2 equal-sized pieces. What do we call this strip is broken into what? What do we call these pieces? Halves. This shape, this strip of paper is broken into halves. That means 2 equal-sized pieces. This that is broken into 4 equal-sized pieces, we say that this strip is broken into fourths. Fourths. It's like the number 4 plus THS, fourths. This one has 8 pieces. It's broken into 8 equal-sized pieces. We call this strip broken into eighths. Eighths. So today on your work, that's what you're doing for me. It says name the parts. You're naming what parts are these shapes broken into. Let's do a couple together. Look at this first one. Is it broken into equal pieces? How many equal pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's broken into fourths. Fourths. This one, how many equal pieces is it broken into? 2. What do we call something that's broken into 2 equal parts? Right, halves. Fantastic. Let's look at this one. How many equal-sized pieces is this shape broken into? Count carefully. 8. 8 equal-sized pieces is divided into eighths. Eighths. Good. So you'll finish the rest of this side. But what about the back? Oh, how many equal pieces is this shape broken into? We call a shape that's broken into 3 equal pieces thirds. Thirds. How can we make a strip fold into thirds? It's my challenge for you. Remember, keep going. If you don't get it the first time, try again. So a shape with 3 equal pieces we call thirds, right? What about this one? How many equal pieces? 6 equal pieces. This shape is broken into sixths. Sixths. Okay, let's fold it. We start by folding into thirds. From thirds, we fold it in half. 6 equal pieces. Now, I will say sixth is probably the most difficult one of all. So if you can't get it, just keep trying. Again, we're going to use those strips for our lesson tomorrow. So the rest of your work for today is you will finish the front side, you'll finish the back side. Tell me what each shape is broken into, the equal parts. Friends, thanks for your hard work today. Keep working hard. Go Dolphins.